future in advance. What I mean to say that in Persia, the concept of the wise men was related with astrology. As astrologers tell you something about the future, wise men were also supposed to have glimpses of the future and a vision into the present and the past, comprehensively one. So, the perspective of astrology, talking about the future of humanity in the light of the past experiences, has to be careful. You will see how in this verse the past will be presented, rather quoted, and then the present commentary will come, or the present will emerge as a commentary on the past. And that is how the two major parts of this verse are correlated with each other. So the three wise men from Persia, from India, and from Arabia are on a journey. And they are carrying three different gifts. One is carrying gold, the other is carrying precision, and the third is carrying gift. That's why they were actually very advanced. It's all symbols. These are all symbols of unity, of a certain kind of devotion. They are tokens of love, respect for life. But there is another thing which we have to keep in mind. That when the three wise men, why did they want to go to Bethlehem? We know they wanted to pay regards to Christ because Christ was born. But how could they know that Christ was born? Because there wasn't a satellite phone then, no iPad phone. The myth says that in the East, in Asia, in Arabia, they saw a bright star. And the bright star had a different kind of magnetic pull. So they felt inside that something very special, something divine has definitely taken place. And they were looking at the star. In fact, the star invisibly was guiding them to the temple. Now this is a kind of mysterious relationship between the three wise men. The journey was undertaken by them, and the star, bright one. Not an ordinary star, not a common star which came away, but not. So when they went there, they reached Jerusalem, they met the king, and they asked the king, where is the exact birthplace of Christ? We want to go see the place, to pay our respect to the newborn baby. And in fact, Christ was an infant. So the question was asked to Herod. Herod, you should remember, Herod was the king there. The three travelers asked him. Herod said, I do not exactly know. Look at the description. I do not exactly know. You please go to Bethlehem, but he definitely pointed out to a certain place, an area. He said, you go to Bethlehem, and if you really find that exact place where Christ was born, please, on your journey back, come to me again, and let me also be enlightened about it. Did you get it? Yes. So even the king of Jerusalem wanted to know the exact location. It's not just a geographical point. It's a point of eternal significance, which keeps on shifting, transcending geography, culture, religion, and all territories. Because we have seen it's the east star being led to Western. Territories do not mean here. So geography, in fact, becomes a mysterious location. And the place of birth is not just an area or a small, he was born in a very shabby place in fact, had no facility in Chile. So, what I mean to suggest is that the geographical significance transcends and merges with the spiritual significance of this universal light that has descended on this earth, guiding all wise men, all religiously devoted people to the center of the cause. So he was, but one thing I must mention before I forget it, that after the three visitors, wise men, went and saw Christ or paid their respects, they decided not to come back to the king. They took another route and they went back. That is another significant thing because I told you that geography is transcended time and again. So the king wished to know through these wise men, but the wise men never returned to the king. They took a different route as of the same. We shall see how this journey therefore acquires multiple suggestiveness. Finally, we shall conclude. This word was written in 1927, and it was in 1927 that Eliot converted to. I've talked about it several times by discussing that he himself had converted to the Church of England. It was an Anglican church. So, the real key to the understanding of this poem is that there is a kind of journey from one sectarian belief of Christianity to another sectarian belief of Christianity. Remember this, from Catholic to Anglican. Okay? From Catholic to Anglican. It was in 1927 that Eliot was in fact baptized in the Anglican Church. Baptism means baptized. So he was baptized in the Anglican Church, and quite naturally, this is a kind of spiritual journey from one arena of faith to another arena of faith with a deep linkage in between because both are Christian frames or structures of religion domain or structures of religious faith. So this Catholic was turning into an American, and that is why the journey of the Magi has, I told you, individual, personal connotations because Eliot himself was a traveler. Eliot was a traveler. If we think in terms of the journey of his life, because he traveled from one set of belief to another doctrine of Christianity. So different doctrines of Christianity. Yeah? Symbolic significance, therefore, lies over there in Eliot's own spiritual journey from one set of belief to another. But this is in the background. We cannot say that this is the poem about Eliot. It has a spiritual connotation. So the poem opens with a quotation in a way. So we have seen earlier also that in the poem it always lifts lines and puts it within inverted commas. Here the first 5 lines probably, are within single inverted commas. These lines are indeed spoken by Matthew in Bible. In other words, these lines are based on Matthew's statement in Bible. And it was a statement about King. Who was the king? Herod. But it has a long different music connotation. Long background was there. But we have to concentrate on this journey of the three steps. In a way, let us first go to this quotation. A cold coming, we had the object. A cold coming, now this is the line you get from Matthew's statement in the Bible. A cold coming, we had object. Go by the literal sense that probably it was a very difficult experience to pass through this phase of transition. It was a cold. It is something like passing through a cold area. A cold coming we had of nature, just the worst time of the year for the journey. But when you plan your journey, you choose the right time also, the right weather also. This journey was undertaken at a time which was unfavorable. That's why cold is indifferent. A cold coming we had of it, just the worst time of the year for a journey, and such a long journey. Look at the conversation. A journey and such a long journey. It is from here that beautiful titles of contemporary Indian novels have been taken. Such a long journey. You can find out the novelist. Can you name? Such a long journey. Who has written? Anyway, come to me with this answer. It's a very famous novel. Such a long journey. Anyway, so for a journey and such a long journey, the waves deep and the weather sharp, the very depth of winter. So very simple thing. It was a journey undertaken in the depth of winter, cold enough, indifferent enough, and therefore difficult for the traveler. Now this journey is undertaken by the three wise men: a traveler, a wayfarer, a wanderer are different people. Every traveler is not a wayfarer, and every wanderer is not a traveler. A traveler has a definite direction. A wanderer has no direction at all. It is there lies the mystery of the journey. Because the three wise men had no knowledge of the place where Christ was born. They wanted to know. They did discover, but they did not report it to the king, waiting to know. So mystery persists, suggesting that you cannot localize the spiritual significance of the emergence of Christ in this world. Journey, therefore, is the interior journey. It's a journey to the interior of the mind and the heart and the soul. That's why it's a mysterious journey. Beginning from the point and ending at a point which are nowhere. There is no point of beginning, there is no point of ending. It's a mysterious journey inside the self of man. So the spiritual journey towards the interior is the essence that Matthew's words project here, and it also suggests that the journey is a difficult one, in fact symbolizing the indifferent cold of nature, of the world, of the conditions of life, of the facets of humanity, and also the transitoriness of human experience. So this is how it grows and transforms. The spiritual journey towards the interior, therefore, was a difficult one. And at the same time, it was such a long journey as if it was traveling or covering a large expanse of life, of humanity, of ages, of places, of the whole globe in a way. The entire infinite space is there because it is such a long journey. There is no end. It's unending journey. Long one. Tiring one. It also creates the impression that it is a tiring one. So all these are in fact there in the journey narrated. Ultimately, the journey begins from birth and apparently ends in death. This is the physical journey that man undertakes. And so it is a journey without any definitiveness of the span, of the space, of time, of experience, of depth, of intensity. This is how the infinite has been attempted to articulate. It has time. These 5 lines, therefore, are the sermon preached by Lancelot Andrews Bishop the Winchester. The Bishop of Winchester, Andrews had stitched these lines taken from Matthew's statement in Bible. The Bible comes through this Bishop of Winchester named Lancelot Andrews and he quotes it. So when the lines are quoted, the sermon needs to be elaborated upon. Because the words of the Bible or the shlokas of any religious document need to be elaborated upon. They are condensed, they are fragments, ideas. So, Eliot is making almost a commentary on the 5 lines quoted here from Bible. Look at the lines that follow. And the camel's gal, sore-footed, refractory, lying down in the melting snow. Remember, it is very easy for the camels to travel in the warmth of the summer. It is very difficult for them to survive in the winter. It's a painful time for them. Camels are not only native chosen for the desert-like condition in Arabia, or reflecting the geography of Jerusalem in and around, it is indeed a replica of a kind of travels that even nomadic races of humanity have undertaken in the past several times. And just those nomadic races are also related with the nomadic races during the time of Christ, because he himself was living with a shepherd. So this is how the entire atmosphere is articulated by the refractory perception of light and the mysteries of light, and the camel's gal is in fact a tired condition and lying down in the melting snow. The snow is melting. There were times we regretted the summer palaces on slopes, the terraces and the silken girls bringing sugar. So there is an image derived from a French poet John Piercy's poem, Annabelle. This image of camels traveling during the winter, and the travelers, when get tired, they have a camp somewhere and they want to relax and revive themselves. They are looking for the girls to offer them glasses of sugar. So we get it. The whole Arabian atmosphere of a sense of revival is being articulated. Because the tiring journey was tiring not only to the bones, but also to the soul in a way. And here, the commentary is typical urban, or you may say the typical modern, while the myth was taken from the Bible. So, Annabelle was a French poem which Eliot had translated into English. So Eliot knew the content of it. And in that poem, he found a beautiful description of how the Lord, in fact, the Sheikh, for example, or the master, traveling on the camel back, when they get tired, they camp somewhere, and there were damsels who offered them glasses of sugar, perform dances before them to recreate them. It's a very typical, lavish way of secular nature in order to articulate the contrast between the religious on the one hand and spiritual on the one hand and secular on the other, because that happens to be the technique of presentation in English poetry. So the camel's gal, sore-footed, refractory, lying down in the melting snow, there were times we regretted. So the travelers were regretting why did they choose to travel in this winter, the winter symbolizing the difficult time to travel up, to be exposed to the indifference of nature, because the nature is not favorable. You remember, even for the 3 wise men, the nature was not favorable. They didn't have a direction. It was a star which was guiding them. I told you, there is a difference between a traveler and a wayfarer. Between a traveler and a wanderer. skiing jacket while he was skiing at the start from the second. So it was a difficult time. The summer palaces on slope, remember, the summer palaces on slope, they are on the move. The terraces and the silken girls, girls in silken clothes, they may be not girls, they may be dancing girls, offering glasses of sabbat to their masters who have been tired during the journey. So this is a typical secular image of life. Why is the commentary? The commentary is typical secular, but the which was taken typically from the religious world. So Bible on the one hand, and the absolute secular perception of this arduousness of the journey. It's not a physical journey, it's in fact a spiritual journey, but the contrast is created by a physical journey when the master becomes tired and the masters offer them glasses of sugar. So this was a description Eliot had noticed in that French poem. Which one? Annabelle. Eliot himself had, I told you, Eliot had translated that French poem into English. And I'm reading out two lines, particularly the two lines which gave this image of girls of Enshaka. Our scented girls, you just listen to this, our scented girls, you may take down this one, like no problem. Our scented girls clad in a breadth of silk wear. I told you, they are wearing silken dresses, looking very gorgeous. Are scented, and they are scented girls using perfumes, which and they were clad in a breadth of silkware. For so long, the eyes stand in our glasses. Look at the image. The sharbat is in the glass, or the glass is full with the sharbat, and there are ice cubes put here. Because through the desert of that Arabia, for example, it may be any desert. It may be the desert of our minds, because the desert is the wasteland we are living with. Am I clear? So when you travel through the desert of your life, you need to get your dry spot. So you need some shelter. This is the metaphor. So it says that for so long the eyes stand in our glasses. Remember, the eyes was singing in the glasses. How long the eyes can sing? So long it does not melt. Am I clear? So long it does not melt, it keeps on singing. That is a kind of a thing. Musical or melodious is the connotation that Eliot is trying to recapture. On the one hand, there is a melody of Bible. On the other, there is a melody, typical, secular, in between, hangs the modern humanity. And so, the journey becomes a spiritual journey, challenging one. Of course, we have to understand this spiritual journey in terms of a modern faith. So when you say life is a journey, we cannot say that it is a journey from Kashmir to home, for example. And yet it is. So there is a geography, there is a place, there is a time frame, there is an action, there is a transfer of individual from one place to another. That means the journey. But this is not the real journey. As I said, the real journey is spiritual, going deep into your own self. It's an interior journey. But to understand that interior journey, you need a concrete secular image. So Eliot is giving concrete secular images to articulate the mysterious journey that was narrated there in Bible, which is symbolic of the difficulties and the difficult terrains of life that you cross through in order to achieve spiritual emancipation. So they were asking for Shabbat. Then the camel went cursing, grumbling, running away, wanting their liquor and woman. But they want to revive themselves with a glass of Shabbat. Look at the secular image of it. Then since they are tired enough, frustrated enough, because they have not been able to complete their journey in peace, they are tired enough. So they are looking to have a different kind of revival. Running away, wanting their liquor and woman. Now there is a greater sensual lust of humanity. They are trying to lust themselves. So look, on the one hand, humanity is lusting into the sensual journey, while the spiritual journey is into death. The task is others. Running away, wanting their liquor and women, and the night fire going out. Gradually the night fire is going out. So gradually the fire is getting down. sensual connotations. And the lack of shelter, that too, because they are passing through a desert of life in a way. There is no shelter here, no palaces are here. They are on the slopes. Palaces are on the slope. They are on the mobility. So no shelter here. And the city is hostile. And what is the condition? The urban world or the world inhabited by the people today is hostile to humanity. It's not helpful, number one. And secondly, the towns are unfriendly. So cities and towns are all habitations of humanity, hostile to humanity. And the villages dirty and charging high prices. Because when you go and stay in an inn, when you go and stay in a hotel in the city, they are charging very high. Similarly, when you stay in an inn, in a village, they are also charging very high. So what is the price that humanity is paying for this journey? And where humanity takes a respite? What kind of revival takes place? And has he or she been able to recapture those glimpses of the divine through this journey? That's the question. So the journey is indeed a question before every individual. How long have you traveled? How far have you revised? How far have you been able to visualize things and see? And how far you have been able to comfort yourself? This is the journey. Anyway, no matter whether you look into the dirty village or the hostile city, or the unfriendly town, whether it is the unreal city London, in Cork, remember? That doesn't matter. What matters is the deep rooted unrest in humanity, seeking certain kind of blissful atmosphere where the journey may conclude. But the journey does not conclude because it continues. It continues. You remember, symbolically, the three travelers did not come back to the king. They took another route. Probably there is no end to this journey going on. So, and the villagers were in charging high prices. A hard time we have. That's very important. A hard time we have. Who were we? We for humanity, no doubt. But it's a secular image. So this is a commentary on the image that we have taken from Bible, where there is a reference to a journey, symbolic journey, very difficult journey, metaphorically represented by winter, and the difficulty that you have in winter. Time is not taken. So the biblical story projecting the inner constitution of man or the speaker in this world and his fellow travelers, because the speaker has not been alone. He has a band of travelers. Three are symbolic, the three I mentioned. But the journey of the Magi is the journey of the whole humanity in a way, inside their own individual interior, to find out the spiritual glimpses symbolized metaphorically by Christ. The hard time we had of it was a difficult situation. Because it was in the dead of winter. Winter is a biblical reference. Summer, yes. Winter there and summer here. The entire warmth of life dries up. It needs revival, and so the image is that of a shepherd. And the offerings are made by none else but the poor downtrodden, or the attendant women who have to offer either sharbat or liquor, whatever it is, in order to revive these masters. Look how they are deeply lost in sensual journey instead of the spiritual journey which was hinted at in. At the end, we prefer to travel all night. That's very important. At the end, after the tiresome journey humanity undertook, we decided to travel all night. The day is harsh enough now. So they decided to travel all night, sleeping in snatches. Look for the expression that they use, sleeping in snatches. doesn't have a complete sound sleep. He sleeps in snatches in parts, broken. It's almost like a sharing. It's like a place which is 6 by 3, and we have to sleep in turn. From 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock you will sleep, and then from 3 to 5 your mother will sleep, and from 5 to 6 your father will sleep. Meaning, sleeping in snatches. This is one meaning. Another meaning, your own sleep has been snatched away because you are sleeping in snatches. You are not getting full sleep. Multiple meanings are there. That we are broken, that we are correlated with the rest of humanity, that we have a shared existence and a shared condemned state of existence. Shared predicament of humanity. So at the end, we prefer to travel all night, sleeping in snatches, with the voices singing in our ears, saying that this was all folly. Look, imagine that you took a journey, you felt tired, you felt frustrated, because you have not been able to locate to achieve the target of your journey. And when you felt tired, you wanted to revive yourself. You could not sleep. And when you sleep in snatches, a sound reverberates into your consciousness as well. It was a foolish journey. It was a foolish decision that we had taken. Why did we start on this journey? Do you get it? That means probably we still want to go back to those sports of existence where there is only sin, there is only pleasure, there is only sensuality, and there is no touch of spirituality, because the only thing which survives us is a glass of sherbet. Right? So this is how. At the end, we prefer to travel all night, sleeping in snatches, we prefer this, and with the voices singing in our ears, that was reverberating, echoing, saying that this was all, it was a mistake to us. So I believe that this entire commentary on the words of Matthew, or the words presented to Andrew, refers to the different stages of our journey. Natural levels are there, spiritual levels are there. The journey moves from death to life and also to life, from life to death. So I told you, it begins from what predicated is good death, the physical journey that it takes place. And so it keeps on rotating. And the central ambiguity of life is apparent. It becomes ambiguous. We are unable to decide as to why did we take such a thing. Because the sound that comes to us is, it was a folly. It was a mistake that I decided to go on this journey. So if you take a religious trip to a shrine of a god or a goddess, or the metaphor of your faith, and you feel that I am bad, am I going, then the entire purpose of the spiritual journey is defeated because your faith is questioned. You are questioning yourself. That's the condition of humanity. They are taking the journey, but they have not been able to establish the unflinching faith in their religious method. So at the end, we prefer to travel or night sleeping in snatches. The voice is singing in our ears saying that this was all. This acceptance of the body, the nature of body, it is not the simple and deeply of life. Because death melts into life and life melts into death. They are having a circularity of existence, which marks the essential root of existence. The journey of the Magi is an endless journey through ages, through different generations and generations of humanity, because it is basically an inward journey, but presented in metaphors which are earthly, worldly, in order to make us understand as to what is the significance of this winter metaphor, and the significance of the Shabbat to revive us, or the sensual dances, or the urge for lust or liquor. So this is entirely the vision. But the keynote is the rigor of the journey. What is important for AJ is to show the rigor of the journey. Journey is rigorous. Whether it's spiritual or physical, the journey is rigorous. And the river in the journey is indeed the keynote of the journey of the Magi. Because the Magi also didn't have a comfortable journey. They had to pass through difficulty, and with great difficulty they could reach the city of Jerusalem. Where even the king was not in a position to guide them to the right place. Just imagine. So the river of the journey continued till the end. And this metaphorically suggests that the journey of the Magi is a matter of human conversation. Because hereafter you can there is any thought that you do this. So you have a mark present? No, sir. No, it is not there. You give me your name.
Ayat nabi ko.